The Death and Loss exhibit was a whole other kettle of fish, because that one was not cut and dried. It was very difficult to fund, and was a different kind of development task. So by this time, we had developed some more processes because we had to in order to move to the wharf. There was no more this more or less ad hoc kind of feeling about how we put things together. And that was good because we were doing more things and more things at the same time. And so this one did have some real process to it. And it was also so fraught with people's worries about it that that there was much more of a sense of, okay, we're going to have a review of this thing, and we're going to look at particular we're going to look at drawings. John is going to do drawings. Sing's going to do drawings. We're going to have a review of what the graphics are going to look like. We're going to review the colors. We're going to and we did that. It was just much more. It was much more formal a process. I think Elaine and I only came apart once about it, in which she, I was so convinced that we had to have a coffin in here. Had to have a coffin. I mean, geez, And she just was not having this. She just thought, no. And it was the thing for her that was the kind of, oh my God, don't show me that. When I write about this, what I say, and it's really true, every single element in that exhibit puts someone off their lunch. Yeah. And if you said to somebody, what do you think? They said, that embalming fluid, you've got to get rid of that embalming fluid. That's just awful. You can't have that. Did they have any other complaint? No, everything else was fine. But the next guy said, no coffin. And the guy after that said, you can't have that decomposing mouse. And the guy after that, well, when you did the list, it was everything that was in the exhibit. So if you gave into all this stuff, there was no exhibit left. So, and you helped me, and Marty helped me, to stand firm about it. You sort of had to. I began to develop a narrative that was based on children's changing understanding of what death really means over their childhood. I was very interesting, and I worked with some child psychologists about that to really try to understand it. A lot of reading about that, and that turned out to be sort of the key for the narrative of the exhibit. And then it just seemed to me that there were some things that just had to be in here. There were some signs and symbols, like a coffin, like a headstone, those kinds of things. And they were just going to have to get with the program. So I was much more assertive in this next thing. I really felt connected to the material. My own parents had died just then. Peter died just then. Khaki had died, who was the instigator of this thing in the first place. Somehow now it had taken on very personal notes, and I was just determined that I was going to trust my instincts and get this thing right as I could make it anyway.